Alright, so this is just me having some fun in the new weekly pack. The weekly pack is updated every Monday, so if you want to check that out, you get it's free for everyone too. So you get just more content from Super Auto Pets. Also, great team name there, Super Auto Failures. So what's actually in this weekly pack? Well, there's quite a few interesting things. I think it's a pretty solid weekly pack. You've got some pretty good synergy with dog early on. If you do want to go like goldfish, there's chinchilla, and then dog on tier 3. But then on tier 5 is where things get pretty interesting because like there's a whole bunch of different scalers. You have monkey, you have seal, you have moose, and then there's like cow as well. On tier 6 you have cat. On tier 4 you have squirrel. So food build, very good, but you can also go with like moose scaling. I think I've been really underestimating the moose because it's just been working out really well, especially with seal. It has some pretty nice synergy because you can freeze the entire shop, but you still can buy foods, so it just works out pretty well. But anyway, on turn 3, went from some early tier 3s, and I got Woodpecker and Blowfish, which, I mean, that's great. Like, I can put it second, activate the Blowfish ability, plus I just killed their Flamingo and get a free Blowfish shot off. It's pretty similar to Elephant, but it goes before the battle. I guess it's a before battle ability, so it's slightly better, just in case, I guess, like the blowfish would get sniped, although that's pretty unlikely to happen. All right, and then found two otters there for some pretty nice stats. This iguana is an 810. It's going to be a little tough to pivot. The woodpecker blowfish, like, it's not going to be super amazing long term. I'm going to try to make it work, though. And pineapple is a great start, so now it deals 4 damage instead of just 2. And there's double woodpecker. So it is going to deal 2 damage to my own woodpecker, but it's going to be worth it for 4 damage from the blowfish. And then there's another blowfish. But yeah, it takes up 2 slots, and then usually want like 2 scalers. So it doesn't leave a ton of room for pivoting, but hopefully it kind of just works out. Killed their mosquito, got quite a few snipes off. It's just like a machine gun, rapid fire. If you could get like level 3 blowfish, level 3 woodpecker, it'd be amazing. Alright, there's another otter. So I could wait here, try to get a tier 4. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Or early tier 5, my bad. I just am not paying attention or just am mixing up my words a ton. But yeah, this double woodpecker again. And then get the level up. I have 2 tier 5s. Saving for tier 5s is just generally a great idea. And the blowfish snipe, very helpful there. Able to snipe their front unit and cause me a draw. But yeah, since like the disparity, it was kind of an interesting point that I think Rekrar brought up at one point, where it's like the difference between each tier animal is actually pretty significant. Like tier 5s are just so much better than tier 4s, tier 4s are so much better than tier 3s, and so on. So like getting some of them early can be an absolute huge difference. Like if you're able to get early dog, you can get that dog to like a 10-10 by the time it's like turn 5, which is just crazy because that's normally when you unlock it. And that's just like you're so far ahead at that point that people just aren't able to catch up. I got 3 triggers out that blowfish there and got super lucky to hit the front unit twice and actually kill it. That was just great RNG. Decided to combine though for the seal buffs and then take squirrel. The squirrel is just so good now with seal, able to feed it for very cheap. And like once you start getting like level 2 squirrel, you can just like start cycling foods. You buy like honey, you buy like bone attack, you buy whatever it is just for the free stats. I do lose this turn though, which is a little sad. And also this blowfish, okay, perfect. There's level 2. That's very nice. I think the food did cover up a squirrel there, so that's a little sad, but kind of works out pretty well because I just am able to end on squirrel. Like I could even freeze the garlic just for free +1/+1 next turn. Maybe with like level 2, that would be worth it. But with just level 1 seal, it's not super amazing. And it's a draw. They had anteater in the back, I think, unless if we snipe something, which I might have just missed. Okay, so pairs for 1 gold, extremely efficient. I mean, that's pretty much a pizza. And just continuing to look, it's only turn 10. Another pair. Ideally, I would get chocolate, though. Okay, or I could go woodpecker, or I could go moose. Okay, decide to take moose, and roll once is pretty risky, considering you can easily get tier 1s in the shop and just get +1/+1. But at least got some tier 3s, so it's a solid +3/+3. Just looking at it, like compared to monkey, that's actually more stats than a level 1 monkey. So I mean, you do have to freeze some of the shop, but that's still significantly better. Like, you can usually get like tier 5s, tier 6s. That is just way more stats than what a monkey gives. So, I mean, the ceiling is just much better. It's slightly worse at level 2 since it does its ability to 2 units instead of just 1. But it's still just like extremely fast scaling with squirrel, seal, moose here. So actually, you pretty much have like 3 scalers, and then taking melon, and then taking the woodpecker, and hoping for a level 3 woodpecker next turn. A little fun fact about the moose: if you buy everything in the shop and you have nothing, it just automatically defaults to +6/+6. So if you can do that, it's actually a pretty nice little advantage. It doesn't come up too often, but I have done it a couple times. There's cat. And now I'm thinking, okay, do I pivot off of moose or do I pivot off of squirrel? And I decided to go squirrel. And yeah. There's a cow, though. Cows with seal are usually just so good. I could probably afford to sell moose here and then go for level 2 seal and then buy the cow is actually what I would do now looking at it. Instead, I just decided to roll. Unfortunate that I got a duckling because now I would like to just buy that steak, but I'm going to lose out on a lot of stats. So just go ahead and freeze the entire shop, unfreeze some of the ones that I don't actually want, and end turn with 1 gold wasted, just for +4/+4. So, I mean, that was like 3 rolls and got +3/+3. It's kind of a weird way of looking at it, but still got this this blowfish team, and it's kind of fallen off pretty hard here. Lucky to get a draw there, but you can see that the damage is starting to not really kill things. I decided chocolate seal instead of buying because that's a free +2/+2, and start freezing things. A steak on the moose seems pretty good, and then a cow and a pear and a chocolate. Just freeze the entire shop probably. I could keep this seal frozen and go for level 3 seal, but decide to not go for it. Usually it's just better to buy foods, especially when you have cat, because that's just a whole bunch of stats. And look at this. They have level 3 woodpecker and a level 2 woodpecker, and just bam, 5 shots out of the blowfish, which was just beautiful. It didn't do like too much besides just lower their health a little bit, but still just really fun to see. Got another cat. That's always a nice thing about getting level ups is you just get guaranteed tier 6, and so your odds of not rolling like a tier 1 here have much increased. And lucky to roll another cat there. Could have easily gotten that +1/+1, but should be able to get like all tier 6s next turn, assuming I don't super low roll. But yeah, so the level 3 blowfish, level 2 level 3 woodpecker, level 2 blowfish, it's doing something. Not enough though. Managed to lose that round. It's really starting to fall off at this point, and there we go. So Stegosaurus is actually just a great last unit if I want to, especially since I already have something with melon like the woodpecker, and that's what I decided to do. Unfortunately, I seem to have miscounted the gold because I can't actually get level 2 Stegosaurus this turn. I could actually just sell moose here because that seal is going to get pretty close to 50/50, but just decide I'll go ahead and take the 50/50, wait till next turn, then I can pivot out of moose, probably go with like double Stegosaurus if possible. Let's see. So the wasp at front doesn't look great. That's a really big butterfly, but it's going to be a draw. All right, nice. Or lionfish. Lionfish is also a good last unit, especially this late in the game. Like in the middle game, it's not super amazing before tier 6 is unlocked, because you don't actually, in this weekly pack, you don't have melon until a tier 6, because there's no pill and there's no turtle. But at this point, +32/+32 from the Stegosaurus. Just instantly so many stats. Also managed to pop their melon with the woodpecker, so that's another little advantage. Although I guess like it's a little anti-synergy to have lionfish and woodpecker, because I pop their melon and then I give them weakness. Don't really need both, but still take the cupcake, I guess. It's guaranteed. It's like a pizza that's guaranteed to not hit the seal, which is actually better than the pizza. Kind of an interesting way to look at it. Maybe could have gone for level 3 blowfish instead for that extra 2 damage. They have armadillo, so pretty much all this damage just gets neglected. Not really great, but it looks like it still managed to pull out the win there. And there we go. There's a 10 win. That kind of shows off the power of seal, moose, squirrel, those kinds of things, and then just a fun build with woodpecker blowfish. But thanks for watching. See ya.